Starting a luxury brand certainly isn't easy. Just ask Lexus. The company did the same thing nearly 27 years ago. So when Hyundai announced plans to start their own luxury brand last year, the company had bold targets for the Genesis as a brand. Today I'm at the 2016 Los Angeles Auto Show, and this is the completely refreshed 2018 Genesis G80 Sport. Let's take a first look. So if the Genesis G80 looks familiar, this car used to be known as the Hyundai Genesis until Genesis took over the Genesis brand and renamed it the G80 last year. Now you can see for 2018, Genesis gave the G80 a thorough refresh. And one thing you're going to notice immediately is the new front end. Now, first of all, I'm showing you guys the Sport model. The Sport model kind of occupies the line between like an AMG Sport and a full-fledged AMG model. It has its own unique grille with the honeycomb finish, revised full LED taillights with adaptive dynamic bending light, and then of course a new front fascia with a much lower, more aggressive insert to give this Genesis G80 a much more aggressive stance. So to go with the go fast looks, Genesis has put a new engine in the G80 for the sport trim. This is the company's 3.3-liter GDI twin-turbo V6, the same engine that they debuted in the flagship G90. Now in this application, it makes the same 365 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque, blurring the line between the base 3.8 and the 5-liter V8, which is still available if you guys want that. Now, the Genesis G80 is rear drive with available H-Track all-wheel drive like this particular one that I'm showing you. Now, it all flows through an 8-speed automatic, which Genesis has tuned specifically for the sport model to give you more firm, more aggressive shifts. Now, there is no fuel economy information, no performance figures available yet, but it looks like a very new promising choice for the G80 as in the lineup. So the G80 occupies the mid-size segment within the Genesis lineup, so it competes head-on with like a Mercedes-Benz E-Class, a BMW 5 Series, and you can see the size of the vehicle is actually a really nice proportioned car. The Sport model now gives you these large 19-inch wheels, and they are staggered wheels, and Genesis said that they upgraded the brake rotors. The front has 4-piston rotors, and then the back has upgraded ventilated discs, all of them larger at all 4 corners as well. One thing that also I'm noticing on the Sport model, it's got a side sill extension, these black painted mirrors, and the tires themselves are staggered. Even though this is an all-wheel drive model, you have 2 75s in the back, 2 45s in the front. Now when you look at the rear of the vehicle, it's got the same taillight design as the first generation or the pre-refresh model. It's a really cool looking 3-dimensional design, slightly revised of course. You're going to notice the 3.3T H-Track badge of course on the Sport, and then the Sport model also gives you the quad outlet exhaust that used to be reserved for the V8 model. And overall I think it's a very clean, very handsome, very premium look. I also especially like the kind of integrated spoiler and the trunk lid. It just makes for a very elegant, sporty, understated, and classy look that I think will age very well. So on the inside of the G80 Sport, you can see a couple of things are slightly different from the regular models. Now, all the Sport trims will come with this copper stitching along with the copper accents throughout. That's a signature trademark for any Genesis vehicle with a Sport badge. The seats themselves, slightly more aggressive bolstering. They're heated and cooled. They're power, of course. And then you can see here the steering wheel is new. It's a 3-spoke design with the same contrasting stitching. Now, stepping inside the vehicle, which actually this is my first time actually getting in the car, I can definitely tell that they've done really nice improvements here to make the interior feel a little bit more special. You have genuine carbon fiber accents throughout the dash, throughout the door panel, along with the aluminum. You have nicer leather on the steering wheel. The seats feel nice and aggressive and nicely bolstered. And then of course the technology. Genesis is full of value. That's something that their parent company Hyundai was known for. You have the standard 9.2-inch display. It does come with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It comes with a 360-degree around view camera system, and then of course Genesis has thrown in all the safety features. This vehicle is standard with adaptive cruise control with stop and go, lane keep assist, automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, so it offers a lot of value for money, whereas a lot of its competitors force you to pay extra for those type of features. Now this 2018 Genesis G80 will go on sale in the spring of next year with no pricing yet announced, but the old 2017 model was roughly around $41,000 to start. I expect it to start close to that, and no pricing yet on the Sport, but if they can keep this in the low $50,000 range fully loaded, I think it'll be a very hot model for Genesis when this comes to market. For Redline Reviews at the 2016 Los Angeles Auto Show, I'm Sofyan Bey.